As people pleasers, we tend to go extra miles to please people, to gain their validation and approval. We have a hard time saying no because we fear that people will secretly hate us, thus proving that we're terrible people. What's most unfair is that we think we devote so much into relationships, while what we get in return is less and less respect, and we blame ourselves for driving people away. Today, I would like to talk about 3 surprising signs of people-pleasing that no one has ever told you about. I wanted to help you recognize your patterns and change. If this is your first time here, hello, my name's Ryan. I have been struggling with mental health issues ever since I was a teenager, and I've been working through these issues with psychotherapists for about 4 years now. In this channel, I share my personal experience and skills I learned to help you tackle issues like fear of abandonment, social anxiety, people-pleasing, so that you could create and enjoy healthy relationships. If that is something that you're interested in, please subscribe so that you don't miss any videos. So let's jump right into it. The third sign is perfectionism. If you're a people pleaser like me, we see things in black or white terms. This could show up like, I think you either hate me or you completely admire me. And if I find myself having flaws, I would think that I'm not good enough to impress you. I cannot win your love. So striving is my subtle way of pleasing you. I'm trying to be good enough for you to maintain this connection so that you could stick around and show me your love and affection instead of unsatisfaction, disgust, or contempt, or total abandonment. So perfectionism comes from shame. It's driven by my insatiable desire to be better so that I could impress people, so that people could be happy with me. Underneath this immense striving to be perfect, to be better, to always improve, we are buried in self-attack. We're buried in self-unacceptance because it reminds us of the relationship we have with our parents, right? They constantly tell us, you're not good enough, you should improve this, you should do better than that. You know, when parents have those standards for us, kids, we fear of losing their love. So we think it's our issues. We have to be better. We have to have this false self to meet the standards of parents, to please them so that they could stick around. And when we are buried in self-attack, it means that we have this core belief that we have to be perfect to be loved. Other people's attention and admiration means love to me. Being average means inferior. This makes me think of an Asian family meme that if you go home with a test score of A, it means average. If you get a B, it means below average. And this is so true for a lot of us. It's not just Asian families. A lot of our parents have this unattainable high standards for their children. It just creates this inner critic and the voice that always punishes you, always criticizes you, always threatens to abandon you if you don't strive. On the other side, a lot of us feel like we are carrying this burden of expectations of this society, of our parents, of our friends. But this actually comes from us. This comes from the inner critic that we had over the years of growing up. But in reality, think about this. Do you have expectations for your friend or anyone else? No, we actually would barely care about other people. We're all self-centered. Think about this in this perspective might bring you some relief that you don't have that many people watching you. What you need to do is to have to create a healthy relationship with your inner self, with your inner critic, so that you could stop live through someone else's eyes to please them, so that they could have love for you. The second sign is the strong need for control. As people pleasers, you tend to believe that everything has to be worked hard for, to be earned, to be good enough to deserve, including someone else's love and approval. A typical thought would be like, if I don't do anything to control, people I love will leave me and things I care about will slip away. This could be so true in all kinds of relationships, especially romantic relationships. I remember whenever I date someone, when I find out they're interested in me, I have to always be cautious and hyper-vigilant because I was worried that if I let go for 1 second, this person will slip away. So I need to constantly, be pretty enough to put in efforts to show my positivity, to show that what a charming person I am. I have to constantly make efforts so that I could maintain this connection. I could make sure that the next day this person still thinks about me. If they're having a bad day, oh no, this means that they could potentially blame this on me, and I need to be extra cautious. If they are gone for like a day or a week, then it's disastrous because there could be a million reasons that cause him to forget about me. All those kind of things just put me on a really exhausting position because deep down I believe that who I am is not okay. They don't love me for who I am. You know, I need to constantly control, manipulate their impressions of me, their affections for me, in order to maintain this relationship. And another thing I constantly do is that I shower my friends with gifts because I secretly fear that they would leave me. So I constantly, this week I give them a tiny, hair clip, and next day I will compliment them on their dress or something. I need to constantly give them small doses of compliments in order to control their love for me. And the number one sign is that you believe you are responsible for other people's feelings. This is also a typical behavior of codependence. It's our pattern of enmeshment. Like, you have to be okay, so I could be okay. One of my favorite shows, Shameless, where Fiona, she constantly felt like she's responsible for all her relatives, right? Dad, brothers, sisters. She finds her value, she finds her identity through being enmeshed with other people, taking care of other people, babysitting other people, so that she could be okay. In real life, it could be like, well, mom has to be okay so that I could be okay. That's why maybe as children, we act like adults. We babysit their needs. We take care of our parents when they're sick. We pick up our baby sister or brother. We do this, we act like adults because our parents aren't fully accountable or reliable, and that forces us to be mature enough to be parentified as children. We walk on eggshells around our partners because we wanted to maintain this false closeness. That's why we do everything for them. We do the house chore, we pick up the kids, we fix their problems so that they could see that we're good for them, and finally hoping that one day they could change and they would return to us. But it's us secretly repeating our family patterns. Another example would be like we fix the problems of our friends, even if we barely have time to do that for ourselves. When we have heartbreaks, when we are having exams, when we have interviews, we prep for them, we take care of them just like we wish to be taken care of, but we barely do that for ourselves. What we need to know is that people-pleasing behaviors are developed originally as a way to protect us, as a way to maintain this false connectedness, this false intimacy we have with our parents. We wanted to win their love, we wanted to win their approval because that's just so essential for a child's survival, and we learn to do that. It's nothing to be ashamed of, but as we grow up as adults, they're not helping anymore. They are not doing us any good to help us build healthy relationships. And that's why we need to recognize those patterns that we have. How we do things to manipulate people, to control people so that they could be satisfied with us. What we need to ask ourselves, why we need their attention, why we need their recognition. Could we be okay by ourselves? Could we accept the way we are without manipulating other people's images or impressions on us? And those are the questions that need to be answered by you. When you find out that enough is enough, I'm done with thinking about how other people think of me, then that's a time to heal. That's a time you have the courage to change. Alright everyone, hope this video is helpful. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up. If you wanted to see more videos like this, please subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye bye.